All right, good morning, guys, gals. Ted from Pewview Farms here. It is Friday morning, August 30th, and in the video making mode this morning. I've already done 2 videos. Feel like I need to catch up. I haven't really given you guys much material to view on the channel. So, all right, I've told you guys, as you guys can see in the background, yes, that's something different. I told you guys that there's a new piece of equipment that is in our use. I did not purchase this. Dan from the Overland Farm, my neighbor, we work together doing hay and stuff like that. Not so much this year because our schedules kind of were co-inflicting and stuff like that, but share equipment, and if I need a hand and I give him a call, he's there. If something breaks down, he's very good at mechanicals, he's there. So he's a great asset and a good friend. He purchased a Krone all crop baler. This thing, I guess, from him talking to the previous owner, this guy said that it will eat anything that's in its way. Wet, dry, muddy, you name it. This thing is a beast. It's a year 2000 model. It is a kr125. It's a 4x4 fixed chamber baler, and it does twine bales. Not really quite familiar with it yet. We're going to be using it this fall to do our silage all crop bales. Exciting because we don't have to schedule this now. This piece of equipment is here on the farm to hook up and go when we need to. We don't have to call around trying to find somebody to do our all crop bales, and it's a big asset to our farm having this and having those bales. Those bales, since I started feeding them 2 years ago, I've noticed a huge difference in my herd throughout the winter. They maintain weight well. The calves have even, to me, look like they're better calves that we have. The animals are getting more nutrition, nutrients, and protein. I don't know the whole science behind the bales. I just know they're cow candy. They love it, and they're good for them. It's nice because we can supplement grain. As we all know, the price of grain is not cheap. If you're a hobby farmer, there's really not a lot of money in this operation. It's more for my jollies. I enjoy this. I love this. I've always wanted to be in the farming scene my whole life, and it's easier for me to do it the hobby way than to actually be doing it as a full-time job. I'm able to still work outside of the farm and have fun, enjoy myself, and that's why we do it. So this thing, it may not look the most greatest on the outside. Dan did say the inside is beautiful, nice and shiny. The guy he bought it from does about 1,200 bales a year. And what happened is a real quick story behind the story. The guy picked this baler up down out west somewhere. It's hard to find these balers around here. If you do, they go quick, because more and more people are doing what we do, and they want to have the ability to be able to do something like this. So he picked it up out west somewhere, brought it back, and he was having trouble. He had a Vermeer baler, and he planted sorghum Sudan grass, and it must have been really thick, and that Vermeer was not having it. It just did not like that stuff, and he was doing enough. It was 30 acres, so I imagine that's a lot of bales. I could only guess probably 200 plus bales, and he needed to do something different. So he picked this up, and he said it was phenomenal. It ate it like you couldn't believe, made beautiful bales. When Dan went and picked the baler up, the guy was great. He hooked it up to the tractor, started it for him, ran it, let him see everything run, showed him the bales that it makes, that kind of stuff. And he just says it's phenomenal. And the only reason he was getting rid of this is because he does such a multitude of bales, 1,200. He was looking for a little more time. He liked this baler, but it's twines. It takes a little bit longer to tie a bale, and he wanted a wider pickup head. So what he ended up doing was getting basically a brand new Krone model, which I heard Dan said it cost him like $32,000, which, whew, that's a big stomach to expense on a hobby farm. We would never see anything like that. But, and it sped up his time with the net wrap and everything like that. He could produce a bale a lot quicker and faster than he was with this. For the 80 bales that we might do, and I'm not even saying it's going to be 80, it depends on what kind of crop we have. Because this year, I believe what's going to happen is I'm going to do my field behind my house in dry rounds, and I'm hoping to get at least 40 plus bales out of that. And then I'm going to come down here, down to the overland farm, and we're going to mass mow everything that he has down here. And one weekend we'll do our wet bales out of this, and if he wants to do some dries too, we'll do that also. But so for the 60, 70, 80 bales that we would like to produce each year, wet bales, that's going to be sufficient enough. And it's a backup. You know, we had trouble with our round baler this year, scrambling trying to get it fixed and stuff like that. And this is going to be nice because it's a backup. Backups are always handy, especially when time is the essence. So, yeah, just a really quick glimpse. Probably a lot of you guys are probably very familiar with something like this. It's kind of neat. It has a hydraulic pickup head, which is just from a string and a flow valve. It only requires one remote, but it has a flow valve to switch flow from the gate to the pickup head. The twine is dual twine, and it's some kind of trip arm. I believe it cuts from the center. Oh, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is when we start using this baler, basically, what we're going to do is, I'm going to try to do a really good video of it running. And once we get used to how it runs, what it does and stuff, I want to give a review / how this baler works. Like I said in one of my previous videos, when I heard that he was thinking about purchasing this, I did a lot of internet research. Forums were great. There was a lot of information on this baler in forums. As for YouTube having videos on this, there wasn't many. Basically, just a couple people, you know, running it through the field and baling some bales, but really no one specifically talking about how this baler runs, what it does, and like I said, so I'd like to be able to have a video out there that somebody else in our shoes that's interested in looking at something like this can get a good idea on how this thing works, what the bales look like, you know, give them an idea how a certain horsepower tractor runs it. Dan's Workmaster 60 is going to be in front of this, or my Kubota M7040, yes, M7040 is going to be in front of this. So this is just give you an idea how that amount of horsepower is working something like this. That's always my biggest question when we're looking at a piece of equipment, is how is the horsepower going to work for us on that piece of equipment. And sometimes it's hard to find that information out there unless you go specifically to a dealer and find out. So once again, it's the Krone kr125, and just really excited to be able to have this addition to the fleet. Like I said, we are now currently going to start seriously looking. If we can get one this year, we'll do it. If not, we're going to have one by spring next year. We're going to be looking for an individual bale wrapper. So we are basically 100% self-efficient on this farm. Then there's no hiring out or borrowing or anything like that. Then we have the capability of looking at our weather forecast, which we all know is all over the place anymore, it seems. Our weather patterns have been really freaky. Making dry hay this year was not fun at all. Like I said, 2-day windows, very few 3-day windows. Towards the end of the year, yes, dry hay was good, but I didn't have any hay to make then. So, but now it seems like we're getting into this second cutting. I'd like to make some dry hay, and same thing. We've seen 6 days of beautiful weather, and now they're popping in rain in between, and it's cutting that in half. So it's that time of year. I want to be able to have that ability to look at that weather forecast and go, okay, we got 2 days where we don't get any rain, mow it one night, bale it the next day, get her put away and wrapped. Don't have to run around, okay, now I got to go find a baler, got to find somebody to come over here and bale it, got to find a wrapper to wrap it. No, we can just go up to the stockyard where we keep all the equipment, hook up to it, go, and be done with it. It's a less headache, and it's worth not having to deal with. So that is the new piece of equipment, and I really look forward to showing you guys how this thing works. Hopefully it works as good as I think it's going to. The previous owner was very gracious enough, Dan said, that he said any issues we had whatsoever on running this, any questions, this guy, call him, he'll walk us through it. He'll even drive up here the half hour, 35 minutes, something like that is away, and come up here and show us. So the guy was really decent. I actually look forward to meeting him. Hopefully we don't have that situation where he has to come up here and show us something. Hopefully we can get her figured out for ourselves. But so that, I mean, that's a plus in itself. That says a lot. But yeah, it's going to be a 4x4 bales, twine tie, and I really think that hopefully we can get some really good all crop bales made this year, and the cows will be happy. The cows are really going to appreciate that purchase. So that being said, guys, if you enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't, and I look forward to talking to y'all real soon.